What up? What up? Welcome back to another episode of Just Booling. As always, it is your boy Saint, and joining me is my BFF Wonder.
What up? What up?
You asked me for the music start. I heard you. My profile pic is just something Elliot found, or either he
Oh,
drew,
nice.
or either he drew. My son drew. It's just a picture. The whole picture is like the dude with the sun behind him like that, and it just says chaos in the corner for whatever reason. So I was like, yeah, it's cool.
All
I bet
right.
you got to pay attention to everything they do, but it's whatever.
Absolutely.
Oh, so what we're gonna do this episode is gonna do a little bit different because we've been watching. I got this idea from basically the stuff we've been watching and other things that I've been watching, stupid decisions that I've seen people make, and I felt like I couldn't find nobody better to talk about it than my boy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about dumbass decisions character made in movies, media, or whatever, and then we're gonna round out the episode with a review of the Dune episode 2.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna start easy because it's something that me and Sketch both have been watching and both have been talking about. Hold on, I lost my damn name. We've been watching The Strain, and
Yes.
we are very we're realists when it comes to this kind of thing. When we see zombies and we see vampires and we see how people react to this thing, all it is these are all training videos to us.
Yeah.
We looking at this in a way that what can we learn from how these stupid motherfuckers are acting right now. The Strain, for example, is a show about vampires. They're not your typical vampires. The Strigoi,
Yeah. Strigoi. Strigoi.
Strigoi. It's not a Stromboli. Strigoi. Um, they are blood sucking vampires. They have instead of having the typical teeth, they have these what would you call it? Wicked
It's a
tongue.
basically like a proboscis. It's a feeding tube. Think of a lamprey. Actually, if there are any anime fans out here, think of like a leech
Yeah.
or a lamprey. Specifically anime fans, you a good example is Shaltir, Bloodfallen from Overlord. Her true vampire form is a rough estimate of what the Strigoi are in the strain. It's
Okay.
much. I was actually talking to Zane about this. Uh, it didn't hit me until literally just the last episode when I noticed there's like the reason I like this so much is because it's a rooted vampire um mythos where it's like they have mystical elements, but it's very well crafted to look mystical, but it's all biological.
Mm-hmm.
So like down to their speed, the even the way they come. I was just okay. Obviously, we got to go deep dive here.
Oh yeah. Don't spoil too
So
much because we still got a serious review too to do.
yes, yes, yes. But just for a quick spoiler, the head vampire called the Master can communicate over great distances through any of the Strigoi because any of the Strigoi in that area are made by him or propagated by him. Um, and for the longest time, because it's vampire media, we assumed that it was a mystical feature, the only mystical feature he had, because everything else he can do, and everything else the other vampires can do, is like s- not supernatural. It's just hypernatural. Like it's something like animals could do, or something like that. It's everything is a biological function.
There's a
There's no
there's a real. I mean, one of the main characters is a world renowned doctor scientist from the CDC. So they're literally taking these vampires, and that while they're like he said, while there is mythos, there is hey, what makes these motherfuckers tick? Let's capture one and dissect this thing.
yes.
Which leads go ahead.
To basically to sum it up, it is a curse, like it is a some kind of mystical curse or some other kind of hibbity or whatever, but it affects itself in the real world as a virus. And if you we just watched the episode, if you cut open one, you can find the bits and pieces that make up the actual vampire. It's not just the teeth or the suck. Like
Hmm.
it's a whole thing, and I love that. I love when um when stories kind of craft themselves in such a way as to both ground it and expand it at the same time, because it's using elements um from both Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's using elements from old Russian and Slavic folklore. It's using stuff from Nosferatu and Count Orlok. Like that's where the whole coffins and all that kind of good stuff. Like that's it's like I got to give it up to him. It's great. Not this like not I'm not critiquing the story, just purely on the basis of how they have their vampire set. That being said, they do make a lot of dumb mistakes. It is a masterful setup, but they make a lot of dumb mistakes.
And that was one of those main reasons why I thought about this. So how the virus is spread is through the spreading of worms. So
Yeah.
so either by a vampire, they show this multiple times. Vampires are licking towards you with their tongue, and their saliva contains these worms. And if one worm touches you, it infects you. It reproduces, and you are now infected, and you will turn into a Strigoi.
Yep.
But what is
They get in
happening,
you and they multiply.
and and
That's
and
the worst thing about
and that's it. So what is happening is we got these people who in the first couple of episodes, who in first couple of seasons, first two seasons at least, because this third season has been wild. The first two seasons showing us that, hey, look, you have to stay away from these fucking worms. You have to be protected. You have to cover all the way up. You have to have this. You have to have that. You
it.
can't
Yep.
let it touch you. And now you got them basically 6 months later. Actually, all of this shit happens within like a couple of months. So it's not like
Yes.
they have like a fucking huge ass training arc where all of a sudden they badasses. No, it's been a couple of months. So then they go from you gotta stay away from these worms to they're fucking doing spin chops, kicking, getting in their faces, tongues right in. One dude is one of the smartest motherfuckers in the thing. He is a gangster dude, but he's one of the smartest dudes, one of the smartest characters to have. He's keeping his fucking mom. He's keeping his fucking mom as a vampire. He does because he doesn't want to kill her, and then and that's not that's understandable. Most if that happens, I completely understand. Some people being like, okay, shit, my family is in this place. I don't want to be the one to do it. I'm just gonna lock them in here and I'm gonna go. You know,
Yep.
not everybody is chaining them and putting straight jackets and putting helmets on or whatever. His stupidity and thinking that anything can be done to save his mother at that point, it had been months of her being a fucking blood sucking,
Yes.
just
And
ravaging fucking vampire.
not even getting into the stupidity of having to wrangle her because he made that helmet.
He made that helmet. He
If
wrangled her.
you
He was feeding her his own blood, so he was already weak. He got someone killed because they were going from,
oh
yeah, man.
deliberately
They were going
he
from place to place, sweeping it out. His mother was there. Him and his old fucking wrestler dude want to try to sneak her out. The people who are there to sweep vampires, like, what's going on? One thing, you hunt there to hunt vampires. You see a motherfucker in a straight jacket with a fucking helmet on and a fucking bag covering their head, and then when the bag comes off, you hear the noise they're making. You don't need to take the fucking helmet off.
exactly
That said, you said,
exactly
"Oh, what is going on? What is wrong with her? Take the helmet off." And this motherfucker, the guy, the girl, the lady's son, took the helmet off, and that he literally got killed because he didn't want to handle that situation. Stupid fucking decision.
I'm I'm a Saint
There's so
explained that,
many
but he
times they can get infected as well. It's just
uh,
annoying to see how close they get, and that the plot armor is so thick.
Saint explained that, but I feel like he missed the emphasis on it. When we say he took the helmet off, he did it on purpose. The camera zooms in on his face, like it makes a point of looking at his face. You see the determination when the moment he realizes, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and he takes the helmet off and lets it jump the fucking dudes. Like he
And then
does that on purpose.
you know what they do? They beat him and his arrested dude up. They take them and then recruit them and to go kill more vampires.
They could script them into fucking. They're taking criminals off the street and they're making them fight vampires with basically no training. And I'm like, as ghoulish as it is, I get it. And the worst part about it is the 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 TV show tries to make it like such a big thing. They bring in this like super smug reporter lady, and they talk
Oh
about
my
the fact that
god.
somebody there was a kid that was like 15 that got snatched. I was like, first of all, in this kind of scenario, nobody's doing that. Like, unless they are literally an army beating down your doors, nobody's conscripting
And they
kids.
literally showed every person that was fighting vampires. There was no children fighting
Yeah,
vampires, except for old dude's kid who was a dumbass anyway.
yeah, but they're not. Yeah, so like they try to drum up this big thing, and yes, it's sad or whatever. But at the same time, like as the viewer, purely as the viewer, you have seen these things run rampant all over the city. You know how bad it is. Why are you as the viewer supposed to feel like what they're doing is bad when even they don't show you how bad they just tell you about it? There's a lot of weird writing, but I have to say the most egregious thing is the way they handled like physical decisions, like fighting and shit like that. Like, brother, you are fighting way. Where's the nail gun?
Where's the distance? Why are y'all getting up close still? Everyone knows what you got to do. You guys are that Strigoi is sticking their tongue out and they're doing the head bob and fucking Matrix slow
Yeah.
bullet
Oh
time
man,
shit. It's
I can't
absolutely
tell
ridiculous
you.
because they should be dead.
I can't tell you how many times I have clocked either the main character or somebody who they're trying to prop up as a badass lean their head to the side just a bit, and I'm
I
like, y'all have gotten real quick.
They got real bold, is what they're doing. And
Yeah.
so we have an entire series retrospective coming for that. So I won't hold y'all up too
Yeah.
much on that. So I will move on to one that I know is going to bother Wonder as well. Just to move it on to dumb character decision. Fucking Oberyn, Game of Thrones.
Oh my goodness. Now they
Oberyn, everyone gotta let you do this one. Go ahead.
that one. All I want to say was that was a bittersweet one because as much as I hate seeing him everywhere, and I know why they're doing it, I actually found out why they're doing it now.
All right.
Um, we'll talk about it off air.
Okay.
It's fun. It's funny though. But I do get tired of seeing him everywhere. I feel like he's overused, but at the same time, in that role, he did a good job. It was at a time when he wasn't super exposed, and he was just able to act, and he did a damn good job. The problem I had was the writing because that wasn't even like I that wasn't even a characterization of what he was in the books. Like, forget whatever else you might think about George R. R. Martin. He can write characters, and it was Game of Thrones is full of dumb decisions. But in and of itself, the mountain who rides, that is a big man, no matter who you are, no matter what kind of poison you have. Oberyn is a fucking trained warrior from Dorne. Dorne has a reputation of like, you know, whores and bisexuality and shit like that. But them motherfuckers are still badass. Like they still have one of the best nights, a couple of the best nights actually. Gerald, I think Gerald Hightower. No, not Gerald Hightower. What was his name? Oh, the name escapes me. Not Barristan. Crap. The Sword of the Morning. Arthur Dane. You got the Danes. You got freaking what's his name? John Connington. Like, I mean, he lives in the marshes, but Beric Dondarrion, the Lord of Starfall, like you got bad mofos down there. And Oberyn is what you bring. Like, that's how you characterize Oberyn. Like, there was just a better way to do that.
I I feel like, yeah, for the dumb character decision, I feel like having that much hatred for someone. and having them down on the ground and having them at a point where it can be over. You can
Yeah,
stab and kill this man and just fucking mutilate and do whatever you need to do.
and
The fact that he was still moving was a problem the minute he started doing a little song and dance, and so I was a little bit like,
yeah, and also it would be more in character for him to cut him with a poison that would take a little while. Like that, I could have understand if they played it like that, like he used a special poison, and he was like shocked that it didn't take it, like it took too long to kill him because the mountain's fucking huge. I would have accepted that. Like he messed up because he thought, he was doing something, and because the mountain is just built different, you know, or whatever, and then he, dies from his wounds afterwards. But they didn't even do that. And the less I respect Bella Ramsey, I liked her performance in Game of Thrones, at least the initial performance. Um, Once they had her fighting the giant and like giving him like ones are like, come on now, she's she's important, and it's cool that she's here, like giving us a bit of what was her name, Meg Mormont, the she bear. That I was the first one to say that's freaking cool, but her killing I was like, what? Come on now.
I I see certain moments and things in film where you know that it was like, hey, look, my character's going out and they can't just be stepped on. So
Yeah,
I need XYZ to happen because as you see, a lot of those characters got some crazy ends. You know,
yeah, yeah. I, I'm not gonna speak to that. I'm in I'm in talks right now with a Game of Thrones expert, as it were,
oh, yeah,
and see if we can
yeah,
get
I
them on the
cannot wait. We going back to fucking Winterfell and we're going back to Westeros and
absolutely.
we are going to like have a real deep dive with a
Yeah.
anyone. Well, not
With
anyone. We have expert. I just want
with
to say. I don't want to say the name.
with with luck, we'll have it recorded before Dunkin' Egg drops.
Oh yeah, Dunkin' Eggs was is I think I'm most excited about that out of everything. Um,
Same. Um, I will say, House on that same vein, because we've already talked about the dumb decision with Game of Thrones, but House of the Dragon had quite a few.
Jace was a dumb decision.
Oh
Jace
my
even being
god,
anywhere near there and fucking having to fight whatever it was crazy.
the the whole Sea Stone chair incident, or the Corley's trying to get the throne, like trying to put Auntie Rainey's on the throne. Like, brother, come on, stop it. Like, even your wife told you at the end, it's like, brother, this was all you. Like, you stopped caring about me being on the throne a long time ago. This is all about you. And he had to sit there and accept that. It was like we could have skipped at least a season of drama if you'd just let that shit go, brother.
I'm looking through all these. Let's see. Uh, I'm just trying to look like just general dumb stuff. Like for example, um, they
Robin. Oh, go ahead.
Robin from what?
Oh, Robin from the Irie. The John Aaron's boy.
Oh, the
Yeah,
fucking
with
throw it down the shoot kid. The
yeah. I
okay,
that I don't understand. Not so much him, because he's not. It's not his fault. Like, he's a little shithead, and he needs to be dealt with. But that's his mom's fault. Um, what boggles my mind is freaking Baelish. That man was supposed to be so smart. Like, you drew yourself up from basically nothing. Like, I mean, not nothing. Obviously, you were the son of a minor house, or not a minor house, but like a house. But You drew yourself up and became a lord, brother. You became the freaking master of coin. Like you were running whorehouses all over King's Landing. Like you were that dude. How did one crazy woman with a too old to be breastfeeding son become the
That
end of
was
you? Because
I
the start of his troubles was when he got all that stuff happened in the Eyrie. Really,
the way
go
that
ahead.
listen, the way that that scene fucking struck me because I could not for the life of me be like, how is anyone sitting here with this fucking lady watching this fucking grown ass fucking kid fucking suckle? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, brother, that's the
That's
of
years. That's years.
of
What do you say?
everything.
I'm thirsty for bullshit. Like they in the middle. Okay, yeah,
No,
that's Game of
that
Thrones.
was
We
crazy. That
uh,
is the easiest thing to explain, and it's explained with a question.
who's gonna tell her that's wrong?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the question because it went on for so long. No one said anything. They just
Well,
turned their heads. They looked away. They did
I mean,
whatever.
shit. They knew she was crazy. They knew she was slap crazy. That's why they didn't say anything, because they'd have went flying.
Let's see what else. You ever seen Boy Meets World?
Girl Meets World.
Boy Meets World.
Oh, bro, absolutely. I used to love that show.
I got a couple different lists of like dumb decisions characters made that I can remember. Also, you need to come up with if you could think of any.
Oh,
But there was
I have in the bank.
one of them was Topanga not going to Yale instead of
Yeah.
staying to go to the damn community college with a boyfriend.
I don't know.
Jaws keeping the beaches open. This dumb shit. That's the stuff. And you know what? You to be perfectly honest, man, it's not saying we can be dumb stuff that we see in movies because the way that the things going and the way the stories that you see about people doing certain things in certain areas and shit like that, I can totally imagine there be a shark attack somewhere and someone actually be like, well, maybe it won't happen today. And then there's how many people be like, I'm gonna take my chances. Like people are dumb. People just,
I'll give you one even better. The bitch from Deep Blue Sea.
which thing?
The initial, making sharks smarter.
Oh,
Whoever was in that room deserved to be shot. Like everybody.
I got you one because we just watched this too. Fucking making monkeys rage.
Oh, brother. Nah. Nah. You could have got, I mean, to be fair, you could end Planet of the Apes right there with that.
It don't make no. It don't make
Just
no
stop
damn
touching
sense.
shit. Horror
Oh,
movies get me all the time with that shit. Like, um,
I,
we just
so
watched. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead.
We just watched Voyage, Last Voyage of the Demeter, and I love that movie. Like, I'd be perfectly fine watching it again to see all the stuff that we didn't catch the first time. But there, brother, there was some dumb motherfuckers on that boat. Like Jesus, like
The way that planks would have been fucking taken out, so sunlight was going everywhere. The way we would have did a full search of everything prior to fucking whatever, because we got to do what we got to do. Like the way that there was no sense of urgency for the longest time, and then when there was urgency, not everyone was fully prepared. Shocked me
yeah,
because when push comes to shove, I'm fully confident in the people in my circle that my kids, everyone, everyone will fuck. And I say my kids in particular because they show kids in movies do dumb things, and I
yeah,
feel like that's home training
uh
because
huh.
I know for a fact that some a loud noise happening. My son's not making a noise. We looking at each other and we figuring out if we both heard it. It's happened multiple times. We in the garage. When me and my son, we in the garage, and like I'll be like earlier, be like push something over or throwing something over there, and and something to fall. We both quiet. We looking at each other. Not a word said. He 10. He's 10 years old. So I know I can if I know I can if I feel like I can trust my 10-year old and an apocalypse over you, you're not coming.
Yeah, you got to go.
If you sitting there whining and arguing and complaining, and my 10-year-old son is sitting there being quiet, you can't
No,
come. So like
brother, you can't come as diabolical.
the dumb decisions they let kids make the further the story and stuff like that. Like no, like if
Oh
you
my
say
God.
there's monsters outside and then there's no one's allowed to go outside and everyone knows the rules and y'all been living and everyone knows this that and other. For example, uh old girl from Last Voyage of Demeter, she said they hunted her people every day. You don't think that those kids' parents had a conversation with them about where they need to go, what they need to do around
Exactly.
windows, not going out, what time they need to be home? It is all home training. And if your first instinct in a horrible situation is to panic or get loud or pull your phone out, then you're not around me because you are not because if you were with me, you would be away from that incident,
Yep,
regrouping and figuring out what's going on. But you already got
bro-
left because you can't come.
brother. 30 days a night.
Yeah.
So they they're doing dumb shit like they go out. There everybody has to go inside, right? Everybody has
Yep. Yep.
to because there's the vampires are out there. Also it's like minus fucking 10 because it's in the middle of fucking, or it's minus 15 and 20 because it's in the middle of Alaska. So all this shit is happening, right? They're holed up in a fucking attic because the fucking vampires are just scouring the town. So they're held up in an attic. They gotta keep quiet like fucking Anne Frank. What does one of the dudes do when he starts like fucking getting mad? He starts screaming. He starts getting loud, and everybody's looking at him like, "Yo, shut the fuck up!" And he will not shut up. I'm like, at that point, you're shot. At that point, or maybe not shot because that's noise, but
Well,
like, I'm getting rid of you.
not yeah, yeah. If you endanger the tribe,
Yeah, you
like
gotta go.
like you got to go like because one when it comes to these type of situations when the dumb decisions don't matter, horror movies, apocalyptic shows, fantasy, whatever, the decisions that get people killed, we're not the audience you're trying to reach.
Yeah,
We're not going in for the odds, just not for any Grammys, just whatever. You're on your own. You know, I ain't gonna tell y'all too much, but I got a guy. So don't we're not playing that shit now.
nope.
Because if you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. Decision's already been made, and that's all
All
it
you
takes is
see
a
is a,
look.
yep. I about to say all you see is an open door, man. I'm telling you.
So
And what I love about these new horror movies is I don't think it's a design, but I definitely notice it more. We're getting away from that mentality of where like inside of every horror movie there's the element of nobody's ever seen a horror movie before. Like you see it in a lot of like the classical things. It's even kind of played up a little bit in the James Wan Conjuring movies, where the only people that really know what's going on are the protect the I forget the Warrens. They because they do this shit on the regular. But anybody else, they kind of don't know. And it works in that series, but in a lot of others, like it's in a more modern time, it makes no sense. Where it's like, oh, I've never heard of a vampire before. I've never heard of a zombie before. That's why I love the New Salem's Lot because the first thing that little kid does when he confronts the vampire kid and throws him out beautifully, by the way, he expels him from the house. he goes and starts looking up vampire media.
Immediately.
In the I wish it would have they would have done more about it, but they show in Last Voyage of the Demeter that the legend of the vampire is known to all of them. Like this is not like an isolated incident. This small village, like we know about vampires. We know something of it. We've all heard the stories, and so they start trying to put a plan together. It's not a very good one, mind you, but they start putting a plan together. That's the kind of shit you need to be doing. But like a lot of these movies nowadays, they just have like, oh, it's a, a sharp or a loud noise. I gotta go check that out. Dave, fuck Dave. Dave is dead.
And we're not checking shit out.
Exactly.
Like the noise is acknowledged, and we're back, and we're regrouping to discuss said noise. No one's checking shit out on their own.
You know what's crazy? And now that I'm thinking about it, um, going thinking about the 30 Days a Night, um, a small disservice they did early on was they made it a little too suspicious. Um, and by that I mean they put
The bodies piling up, and
yeah, they put too much information on the viewer. What we were supposed to do is see I think his name is Josh Hartnett. We were
yep.
supposed to see Josh Hartnett's character get tighter and tighter over time with no indicator as to why. We were supposed to see these seemingly like random events that are like disturbing but not terrible. It's just like what happened here? I mean, obviously they were supposed to be terrible, but like they were like disconnected, and we were supposed to get more and more of him being like out of his element, like what's going on? This is a quiet town kind of thing, and it immediately went into like this is suspicious. There's some bad shit afoot type, and I'm like, I'm glad that he's on the ball, but I feel like you missed the characterization in like rating yourself for them because it then it makes it like jarring
Mm-hmm.
because then everybody else kind of like, oh, there's a situation, and you at like his character has to then act like he's a little less prepared than he was because he has to be on the same page as everybody else. Is one of those yeah, it's one of those like weird writing things that they could have done better. Sorry, I
Right.
didn't mean to ramble like that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm actually looking at this, and I'm thinking more and more. We're gonna do a part two of this, because I'm seeing more and more, and I think a lot of these can turn into 4 episodes. So I'm gonna say I don't want to
Oh,
spoil too much of it. So
okay.
we're gonna go ahead and move on to the. We're talking about Doom Prophecy episode 2. I thought it was a banger.
Okay. Okay. I got some notes. I got some notes. So please go ahead.
I don't have too many. I do feel like they made up for lost time with a lot of the fan service immediately in this episode.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for?
A lot of
Stupid decisions made in that. I mean, this is spoiler cast. That episode's been out over a week now. I say that back. It's been out a couple of days. Let me show
yeah.
a line. But that said, what I want to say is, if you are royalty, and people think that royalty is stupid and royalty fucking they don't care about people, whatever, that could be true most times. But royalty, they have their own set of rules, their own set of teachings, their own set of ways to go about it. And I can guarantee you, just like it is, no matter what your social class is, keeping your mouth shut is universal, and
Yes.
it's free. So that it baffles me that someone in the position of a prince, a bastard or not, is saying anything to any foreign dignitary at all, no matter if you're insider. That's the worst time to be talking to somebody about some bullshit going on in your family.
Yeah. They and what's crazy is they set it up nicely because they make him look like the type that does it. He looks like he thinks dick first. I'm gonna be real with you.
It
They
looks
made
like what?
him look edgy and like slick and dumb. So I'm at a point I'm not surprised. I'm more surprised that they wrote this in such a way, like because his character was completely unnecessary for this. Like you could have done this a couple other ways. I more so have a problem with no, I'll say that. I'll say that. Going back to loose lips and sinking ships though. Um yeah, no, you're totally right on that. Like especially with the royal household, like they're all supposed to be trained to like keep their mouths shut and shit like that. And just the lead up to it, go thinking back and listening at the dialogue and like how he's like, "Oh, you're useless then." And he's like, "Well, I wouldn't say that." As soon as she said that, I knew what was gonna happen because she's like, it's obvious she's sitting there doping him up on the fucking spice and shit. It's like that being said, let's probably slide into to my my views on a little bit. Uh, this is Game of Thrones in space.
You think that's what it is now?
I know that's what it is now. I know that's what it is because think about this because we both actually watched this. So one to one, think about the beginning of Game of Thrones, and then think about the beginning of Doom and what you get.
I mean, it's about the same.
Yeah, a child dies, a big plan, the throne is in jeopardy, and so insert political intrigue. You got all your modern audience setups right here, and I was like, why is this feel so like so weird? It's like it's weird to say something feels scripted because obviously everything is scripted, but it's like it felt very formulaic. And once I was because it took me a minute to really get this together in my head because I was so blown away by the fact that they're doing like Dune and it looks good. Um, even though sometimes some of the choices the writers make are weird, it's got decent dialogue. I could do without some of the word vomit exposition that they do at times. Um, I feel like if they just slowed it down a little bit, they'd be all right. But going back to the overall feel of the episode itself, it feels very much Game of Thrones because it's not. Doom was a lot of political intrigue and things like that. And obviously, Dennis's Villeneuve's big thing is obviously to give the Bene Gesserit a bigger, or not bigger, more prominent role inside of the universe um, with his live action stuff. Um, it definitely lends itself more to a drama than anything else. And as much as I am interested in the Dune universe, I'm not here for the drama. At least with Game of Thrones, there was like fighting and stuff like that, but the choreography in Dune is not great. I'm gonna just be real with you. Like I had problems with it in the movies, but at the same time, I kind of took it as it was because it looks new, like it looks different, and it wasn't like the main centerpiece. But if we're gonna be seeing it more, then they got to tighten that up.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it being episode two. I
Yeah,
think uh I think it being episode two. We had to basically
kind of balance
they,
it out a little
they
bit.
I feel like that's exactly what they did. I feel like what happened is they went and they decided that okay, look, we made this first episode for the nerds. We need the nerds to come back for episode two. We need them to enjoy this. We need to give them everything we want without stepping on their toes and letting them know that we are paying attention to the source material and we're you know we're broadening that out for everyone. And then episode 2, old dude's getting ridden after fucking literally his brother-in-law got fucking burned to death.
Yeah, that mind you, I'm not mad at him for thinking with his dick because that wasn't his little that wasn't his little brother. That was just some little fucker that was marrying his sister or whatever. But old girl, yeah, she says she wasn't really all that close with him, whatever. They grew up on different planets, but like none, no remorse, no whatsoever.
Oh
Like
no, fuck that little dude. Give me the dick.
like this is like that's the kind of the writing I'm talking about. Is like y'all just can't make redeemable characters. Y'all have to make characters that can just do shit, like do all the weird, edgy, fucked up shit that you want to do in your own life. Why can't you like make a complete character with like feelings and like motivation? And granted, this is early on, but just like first impressions matter.
I agree. That's why the first episode was what it was, and that's why now um
I've
I mean, cause we just got to see episode 3 is going to teeter it out.
yeah, I'm interested enough to give it episode 4 because I'm hoping that they're trying to balance scales with this. But looking back at the first episode, I gotta pull it back a little bit because I realized they got me, and it was made to be like that. That last scene was written to be like that, and I cannot, in good conscience, let that slide. Like y'all knew what y'all were doing. Load
Uh,
the fucking
uh,
episode.
they,
Like
they knew what we were doing with the 2 assassinations.
yeah, because I mentioned it before we started recording the last time. It's like it wasn't Snorefest, but it was Drama City. It was just drama, 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 drama. Like just like I'm not seeing any kind of action. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not trying to see dudes, getting popped in the mouth, every 2 seconds and see bodies flying everywhere. But like we're looking for like actual like substance, not just a bunch of talking heads all the time that are just like trying to do like exposition. Like the world building should be in your visuals. Show me. Stop trying to tell me all the time. It's
And we've only seen like 2 places so far too.
yeah, which I'm not mad at that because I keep saying whenever we watch it that the spaceships, the ambient, it looks gorgeous. They played very well off the Villeneuve's sense of scale and his design choices, very much so. I love it. I love it to death. Um, but you've got to do more with the meat of the story. Um, and this could be easily be a case of this show just isn't for me, which I'm perfectly happy to say. But at the same time, I want to see somebody do this universe well. I don't want this to end up as another Smallville or something like that, where it's like it's some weird version of somebody design on what could have been a slam dunk. Like, don't make this a Witcher.
Witcher season 3.
Yeah, which that's still crazy. They had to advertise that Henry Cavill's still in that thing. Oh my god.
Yeah. So
But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I don't know what Saint had to say about it.
again,
But
y'all know me. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I am normally just honestly and truly happy to have something. Again, this is another series that I don't know too much about. I am familiar and have watched the old miniseries as well as the new stuff and finished one part. I would say like 90% of a book years and years ago when it counted reading. Um. So
AR readers.
for for what they are now, like for what they're doing now, I feel like I do still feel like the show has a lot of potential. I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like the drastic change in the way that the episode was written and the things that were happening was a very obvious nod to we know that we got some people sitting beside those nerds. They were like, okay, this is okay, but what is in there for me? And then they got that with this episode 2 was a lot of setting up these
Word.
character arcs and these little bitty, fucking turmoils with people. These girls talking about these girls, and this shit's happening over here. The mother superior is going to
Yeah.
do shit on her own, and they're doing the gang signs to each other, the snitching and telling them to go to leave the room and stuff. So all that stuff is happening, and so I feel like they knew, and I still feel like the first episode they knew exactly what they needed to do to get us hooked, because from start
Yeah.
to finish they gave us all the meat and potatoes of what they say. This is what you're gonna expect. This is what we're gonna be talking about. And oh, by the way, this dude got superpowers. He can kill in front of him and across space. I know you want to see episode 2. So then we get episode 2 again, and episode 2 is a little bit tamer. It's a little bit more fan service with the love and the drama and whatever. But I think episode 3 is going to really start branching off, where it's going to get to that point. That point in the show where you, we, you only pay attention to certain parts, like Game of
Right.
Thrones. Game of Thrones had its moments, and those certain 10, 15 minutes where we're dealing with Arya's bullshit sometimes, or we're dealing with just
Songs
dumb
is yeah.
Sansa's bullshit sometimes, and it's like, okay, we get why that needs to be in there, or we're
Yeah.
dealing with fucking, John pissy fits, or dealing with, Rob's fucking one to, you know, dip his
Yeah.
dip his
Mr.
king
Tw-
soil his royal oats, like all this stuff we get is in there, and it's happening for a reason, but still.
right. Yeah. It's like I can understand it when it's like small bits, but like I I'm
So,
worried.
so I mean, we
But
got we got a 3
yeah.
episode rule. We got a third
Yep.
episode coming up. I will be back in town in time for us to watch it. But we got a third, and we'll see how this third episode treats us. I think I also got another banger. I think we should watch from.
Yes, you did to me that. Yes.
Okay,
But yeah, I'm
not sure
interested to
how that
give
looked to you, but yeah, 3 episodes, 3 episodes.
yeah, I'm like I said, I'm willing to give this 4.
Oh, 4. That's right. We did
Um
4 because I like even numbers. We decided
yeah,
4.
I'm willing to give it 4 just to see where it goes. I liked Fallout. Um so we'll see. They got me on Last of Us too, so I got to go back and finish that too.
Yeah, look, when that's coming up, like for real, Last of Us rewatch is coming up. I actually will hit Zero up when I'm down there, well up there in NC, and talk to him a little bit more about it. And when he's got a little time on his hands now, so it may be easier to just go ahead. It's only 8 episodes,
Word, okay.
hour or two a week. We watch an episode here and there. We'll go ahead and knock it out, have it ready. I do think it's a great show, hands down. I mean, I think he gave up on it too early, and I think once you get back into it and watch it, I feel like you can be like, okay, I just needed some time for this to marinate, sit overnight, the flavors sit in, soak in, and now it's shit's banging like chili the next day. That's what Last of Us is. It's like
Word.
so.
I remember that chili.
I froze some of that shit too.
That
I'm
shit was
gonna
good as fuck.
I'm gonna experiment. Like I've never unfrozen chili, so we'll see. And I'm also nervous that I didn't use the proper freezing bag, but we'll see. We'll see. Thank you all for listening. We really appreciate again you taking any time to check us out, whether you made it to this here because you watched it. I mean, you listened to the whole thing, or you skipped to the end just to see whatever was blah blah blah. But we appreciate you being here. We appreciate the time you took to just put energy into supporting us, and we love y'all for that. Um,
Absolutely. Like Saint always says, it costs nothing to support somebody.
yeah. And then if you got something you want us to support that ain't illegal and it's gonna make us look bad, please let us know. We'll shout you out. We don't care. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Well, let's collab. Let's do whatever you want us to have us on your show or whatever. By all means, you want to seminar, whatever. We got things going. Oh, well, seminar. What the fuck am I talking about? See now, this talking. Now I'm just talking.
Hey,
So we,
you got our links in the description. If we're ever online and you see us, hit us up.
yeah, please.
Yeah, I actually was on Space Marine the other day and had a very enlightening conversation through the chat, the text chat, about the Sons of Dorn. So
Dude,
yeah,
see, man, we chill. We are really chill dudes for the most part. All we do is literally we work, we pay our fucking bills, and we sit down and we watch something, or we fucking play a video game, or we just veg the fuck out, eat good food, and that's we don't bother nobody, man. And so we appreciate the people that vibe with that kind of vibe. Please check out our links below. Wonder is doing great things on. I got to get your YouTube in there now. He's doing wonderful things on TikTok videos, banging, dropping banger after banger after banger. And on top of that, he's gonna be pushing those stuff to YouTube as well. We're gonna be streaming that, going crazy because I got time off. I'm off the rest of this week.
oh yeah,
I'm actually probably gonna wake up tomorrow. I gotta do some laundry to prepare for the trip, but I'm gonna just be playing Baldur's Gate until it's time to go.
that's what I'm
Um,
talking about. Send me some of them links on Metal.
we'll do. I took one, man, because I be doing some dumb. Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit real quick. Y'all here, y'all just real quick. How I keep forgetting that it's D&D.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever I think I can do, whatever I can try, whatever if it's within the limits of my character, why can't? For example, there's a battle where there's this huge orc and there's these 5 barrels that sit behind him. Throughout the battle, he will grab one of these barrels and throw them up on top of the cliff. So the barrel breaks, an enemy pops out, you got to deal with them there.
Right,
I didn't realize I had this bomb in my inventory. So one of my 6 fucking playthroughs to try to beat the damn thing, I threw the bomb at the ogre, think I'm gonna kill him, the goblin, think I'm gonna kill him, and blew the barrels
the
up, and all
barrel,
the enemies just popped out, and I'm sitting here like
brother. No,
5 times playing through this. I never thought about that I can attach the barrels. I never thought about grease and fire. I never thought about
yes,
acid. I never
sir.
thought about coating my weapons. I never thought about, having a ranged weapon equipped. Dude, and so it's completely changed my thing. So I think the next time I fucking play D&D, I'm gonna be a fucking beast. So,
Oh,
but
brother, you sound like me when I found out you can mix elements on Warframe. That shit was wild.
man, so again, big things coming. Please check out our links below. Please drop us a follow on TikTok, Twitch, myself, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, please Blue Sky, all that shit I'm on. Wonder, I honestly think right now, since you never really had a really presence, and X is too far gone, you need to sign yourself up for Blue Sky.
I might check that. I've heard a couple of things about
It,
it.
it-
It's
it's,
supposed to
it's
be like the new Twitter, right?
it's chill. Ain't no bullshit. You only see the shit that you want to see. We don't promote them. I mean, we're not promoting for them because like they ain't giving us shit. But I've been enjoying it. People out there nice, and so it's only the people that I want to see. And so it'll just be like me. And then until you find your niche or whatever up there. But I do think you need a platform to post your thoughts in word form. I do believe.
Fair point.
All right.
I mean, shit. I'll give it a try. I'm actually looking at the app right now.
All right, you let me know. I'm Dirty Saint. Just gotta search for me. I think it's all there's no underscore on this one. But
Word. Okay.
with that said, thank you all. We really appreciate it. Listening to this, we hope you have a fantastic Thanksgiving, happy holidays. Please be safe. Whatever you need to do, enjoy. If you don't have anything to be thankful for, or you don't whatever, please contact us and we can talk to you until you are. You know. It's a difficult time this year for some people. Also, if you need anything or whatever, there's avenues out there to reach out and stuff like that. Please, you're not alone.
You were
There's
not
always
alone.
somebody. There's always somebody for you to talk to. And if you think you can't find anyone, I'm Dirty Saint on everything. Dirty underscore Saint. But I will let you know, I'm a nice guy. But my friends, Wanda,
Hi.
Lucy, Penguin, all of them, they will make sure that you take advantage of my kindness. They will tell me to cut you off. And if at any point one of those say, "Hey, look, this person's got to go," I don't question those decisions. I just need y'all to know. Okay.
Penguin and Lucy will warn you. I will not.
So that's it. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. You taking the time to listen to us. I told one it's gonna be quick, but we ain't never quit. We like to talk and yap, so I love it. So thank you again. Super appreciative. Happy holidays. Be safe. If you need to talk to someone, please find someone.
Let us know, man. And
And
don't
don't for,
forget to have fun.
take care.